To help with our new online course registration process, I will take you through a step-by-step tutorial to select your courses in Aspen. Before logging into Aspen, please explore the Course of Study Guide on the GHS website with your family. This page is a great resource providing details about each area of study offered at GHS. It's a powerful tool that will help you make informed decisions about the courses you would like to take and the courses you need to graduate. We encourage you to select the courses you and your family believe are right for you, provide the appropriate level of challenge, and appeal to your unique interests. All right, let's get started. First, you must log into Aspen to request your classes for next year. Once logged in, click on the My Info top tab. Then, on the left-hand side of the page, select the Requests tab. The first thing you will want to do is look at the courses you have been recommended for in the bottom portion of the screen. Then you will want to make sure you are in entry mode. If you don't see the screen with instructions and primary requests, go to this section under the Options tab and click Entry Mode. This is the page where you will review and select your primary course requests. As part of this process, please remember that for English and Social Studies, teachers recommend you for a level, not a specific course. If you have questions about which might be right for you, or if you are thinking about challenging yourself with a more difficult class, please reach out to your teacher or school counselor. Either will be a great resource to help you through this process. In primary requests for English, Math, Social Studies, Science, and World Language, you will choose your primary choice, but you will also want to choose alternate classes. For example, let's go into the Science tab. When I click the Select button for Science, I can see all the science courses I have met the prerequisites for. I will also be able to see the course my teacher recommended me for in the Status column, which will help drive which course you may want to choose. In this case, I'm going to click on AP Bio. To the right of that, you will also see two columns that say Alternate 1 and Alternate 2. If your first choice is unavailable, these are the classes your school counselor will look at to help fill your requests. I'm going to go ahead and choose an alternate science class in the alternate 1 and alternate 2 columns. We want you to really think about what you would like to take for your primary and alternate choices. Maybe you want to challenge yourself or take a class in an area you have always been interested in. However, if there is a course you would like to take that you were not recommended for but have met the prereqs for, you may select that course. If you weren't recommended for what you want to take, we encourage you to speak with your teacher to better understand why they recommended that course before meeting with your school counselor to finalize your request for the year. If you have a question or need help with your choices, you have the option to write in the Notes to Counselor box located further down the page. After reviewing and selecting your core courses, you will now choose your elective courses. You will still be in the primary request section, but will now select from the subject area where you want to select a course. Let's use art as an example. When you click on the Select button in art, you will see a pop-up box listing all the available courses you can choose from in that subject area. To review all of your options, you can click the arrow button to go through all of your choices. Once you have found the course you would like to request for next year, click on the box next to it. As with your course selections, some courses may not allow you to click on a box because you have not completed the prerequisite course required to take the class. If you are currently in a class that would meet the prerequisite, speak with your counselor so they can add the class to your list for next year. As you did with your core elective choices, you will choose two alternates. Sometimes your alternate choices will be in the same subject area. For example, if Intro to Ceramics is your first choice, but you would be content to take Intro to Painting, You will go to the alternate 1 column next to Intro to Ceramics and choose Intro to Painting. Here's where it might get a little confusing. If you want to choose an alternate class in a different subject, like in business, you will move further down the page to alternate requests. You will still have Intro to Ceramics as your first choice, but will choose a business class as your alternate because you don't want to take any other art class than Intro to Ceramics. Let me show you what this will look like. Let's stick with our Intro to Ceramics as our primary selection, but in this example, I don't want to choose another art class as an alternate. After choosing Intro to Ceramics, I will click OK to save this option and close the window. I will then navigate further down the page to alternate requests. Here, you can click on the button that says Select, and all of the courses for which you have met the prerequisites will be available for you to choose from. This is where you will use the Course of Study Guide to find the course name you are looking for. The options are organized by department, and you can easily scroll through the options using the arrows in the drop-down box. For this example, I am going to choose Advanced Marketing. I will then click OK at the bottom of the window to save my choice. I now have as my primary elective choice Intro to Ceramics, but my alternate elective choice is Advanced Marketing. To recap, you will only use the alternate request selection when you want the alternate class that is not in the same department as your primary request. In our example, I wanted Intro to Ceramics as my primary request, but because I didn't want to take any other art class as an alternate, I moved to the alternate request tab to choose a request in a different department. If you get confused or need help, make a note in the Notes to Counselor box. It is important to remember to choose alternates you will be happy taking if you don't get your first choice. Your counselor will review your course selections with you, but we want you to choose classes you are excited about and ready to take next year. Before you finish, make sure to review the number of credits you have signed up for. At the top, you will see how many credits you have requested. At GHS, we require students to take 6.5 credits each year. Talking to your school counselor about adding extra electives is important, as this will limit your free time throughout your day. We want to ensure you have a schedule that is well balanced and manageable. After reviewing your course recommendations, requests, alternates, and credits, scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Post. Your school counselor will now be able to review your requests for next year. But don't worry, you can still make changes. Part of the registration process is to make an appointment to meet with your counselor so they can review and finalize your course requests for next year. You will be able to edit your requests up until the time you meet with them. And that's it. If you have any questions or need assistance with the online course request process, remember that your school counselor is here to support you. Don't hesitate to contact them for help. Thanks for listening.